Everybody, and welcome to episode number 145 of the Unknown Games podcast, the show where we talk about video games, of course, our lives in Japan, if you don't know, and we do a little bit of fast food talking sometimes. And by we, I mean me, Adrian, your host, and of course, the Game Duck, wearing a Sonic shirt today. Alex.
What's up, bitches? I'm the Game Duck.
Where'd the Sonic shirt come from?
Village Vanguard.
Oh, wow. That's like our what is there a Village Vanguard in other countries, or is that like a Japan
I'm pretty
thing?
sure it's really Japan. But if you look at the shirt, it kind of looks like pixel art, right?
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it's actually not pixels, it's tiny Puyos.
Oh, okay. That's actually really creative. I gotta say, that's actually kind of cool.
I certainly can't show you though, because my lens doesn't zoom. It's a prime
You'd have
lens.
to zoom in on your shirt.
I'd have to like walk. I have to get close to my camera and then focus it. But yeah, it's made of Puyos, like the Puyos from the puzzle game. All different colors, right? And then they're making a Sonic sprite here.
They're making that Sonic right there. And we talked about that last week about how Sega's adapting some new movies from different IPs. And that's exciting. So Sonic is doing very well. And after Gamescom, I think a lot of people have kind of changed their tune on Sonic Frontiers a little bit, anyways.
Did it change your tune? Curious. Did you see the trailer?
I thought it was good from day one.
Yeah,
I never hated the game. I never hated it.
I had 100% faith in Sonic.
I did. I was like, you know what? People are just being too harsh on the Hedgehog right now. This one looks like it's going to be a good one. But no, the new trailer was actually really, like, honestly, the fact that they showed different environments, and it's not the fact that they were more akin to classic Sonic environments we've seen before in the past. It's just that it wasn't just, I don't know, it felt more familiar, right? It just wasn't that open field with rails hanging in the air.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about it a little more later, but yeah, it looks like a Sonic game, I guess.
Yeah, looks like a Sonic game.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. Nothing too crazy, but Gamescom wrapped up, and then we also have some announcements from Sony raising the price on the PS5 here in, or I guess it's for Southeast Asia specifically.
Okay.
And then Square Enix doing
Southeast Asia and Asia, or Southeast Asia and Japan?
So with this blog post that I found from blog.playstation.com, the official one, it in parentheses it says for Southeast Asia, PS5 price to increase in select markets.
And I guess that also just includes Japan, yeah.
Yeah. So that's happening, and a couple other things that we've got in the news. So. Before we get into the show, thanks everyone for listening. Of course, if you enjoy the content, go ahead and if on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're listening on Google Play Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, those wonderful podcasting services, or wherever you might be listening, go ahead, leave a review, 3 to 5 stars, and we'll go ahead and name our firstborn child after you. No, that's a no.
No, yeah, I won't do that.
Okay.
Well, I'm numbering my child so I don't have to worry too much about it. Yeah, number 1.
Wait, number 1, number 2, number 3 kind of thing? Really?
Yeah, it's gonna number them and then tattoo them too, so super don't forget.
Could they just be like agents, like spy agents kind of thing?
No, I'm gonna number them.
Okay, well.
So they can't get into any mischief, man. Like you see the tattoo on them, like, oh, you're def number 3. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess that's the thing. I think Kids Next Door, those agents were numbers, right? If I remember. Did you ever watch Kids Next Door?
I did not know.
That was I don't even know if that was even like from Canada, but that was a cool Cartoon Network show back in the day.
Well, I haven't heard of it. But that being said, though, I actually didn't really watch a lot of TV growing up.
Oh,
so I'm not really one to ask.
That's good for you. That's actually a good thing. That's
well, I replace it with the internet. So that's probably not better.
It's not.
It's not probably not any better. Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get on into the show right now. Starting out, what we just kind of talked about was the PS5 price increase here in, as we say, Southeast Asia, I guess.
But also Japan, yeah.
And also Japan. This happened a little bit earlier this week. I think it hasn't taken effect yet, but they
Soon.
will be. Yeah, soon they will be increasing it in areas. Let's see, what are the actual countries? We've actually got Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, and also, like we said, Japan as well.
I'm also seeing Europe and the UK.
Yes, you are
and China,
correct.
And Australia and Mexico and Canada.
Everywhere, but it says there will be no price increase in the United States.
In the U.S. Yeah, great. Thanks, guys.
The U.S. Currently having a nice little bundle. I know after the show last week, I was like, oh, there's the Horizon Forbidden West bundle that's up right now. And if, because I was thinking, you know what, I can just buy it. It's $5.49, ship it home. And then when I go back, just bring it, back on the plane with me or something like that. But I'm like, oh, gosh, it's, can we just get a slim version of this console by now? I really want one.
To save costs.
To save cost, a little bit of space or something,
and also the size of it, yeah.
It's just huge. So I was like, I don't want to bring it back on luggage or through customs, and it's one of those things. But the price increase, at least in Japan, is 5,500 yen, which is around
5,000 yen. What did you say? You said 5,500. Oh no, that's correct. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Which it's like $45, $50
with the current exchange rate. Somewhere around there.
It's somewhere around there. It's not a huge thing, but at the same time, I don't think any of us want it to increase when we can't even get it in the first place here.
Yes. Here's the thing. I mean, it's complicated because we can't even get a PS5, honestly.
Literally, we have to raffle still. But in the U.S., like I said, if I can go straight to PlayStation.com, just grab it. Or at least that bundle. The other two are sold out, but still, there's no raffle to buy it.
So the question is if you were in the market for the PS5, is this price increase, is $50, is that enough to deter you from purchasing a PS5, or are you still gonna pay for it? Like, you would still buy one?
I think it's not enough to deter me because I was originally going to get the discless version anyways. Okay. So then it maybe just equals out to being, the price of the normal PS5.
The one with the disc.
With the disc, right.
The drive, yeah. But I mean, okay, so let's assume that we didn't have to raffle for it. They were always, just imagine a dream world where they're always in stock.
The dream
I did watch the camera.
The dream of the US.
And you, like, this weekend, you're like, oh, just got paid, I'm gonna go get myself a PS5, and then they announce the price increase, price goes up. Are you, at that point, you're just like, oh, that sucks, but I'll still get one anyways? Like, you're kind of disappointed, but it doesn't bother you too much?
I think I'm disappointed at that point that I didn't get it earlier. Especially in this case, this isn't a better version of the PS5. This isn't like
it's just like this is the same PS5,
yeah. It's not like you got to switch OLED versus a normal Switch, right?
Yeah, it's not like they're like, oh, we faster RAM, bigger hard drive. None of that. It's just
going up more money for inflation. And I guess it would be nice if it were going up in the U.S. too. But I mean, that's where they're basing their currency probably off of, I would assume, right?
I think Sony's headquartered in the U.S. officially now.
Yeah.
Or Sony or PlayStation? PlayStation is, not Sony.
Yeah, PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation is.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think what it does even worse though is, this price effect is going to take, it's going to go into effect in, I believe, like before the end of this year. So holiday period, in a lot of countries where you can't even get it in the first place. For me, I guess, you know what? If I'm looking for consoles and I see a Series X or S or whatever, I'll just grab that because A, it's available. B, it doesn't have that stipulation, like, oh, why is this more expensive, and you don't have to fight over it, at least. I mean, I'm curious, do you think they'll actually up supply allocations during the holiday period to like Japan and other countries that they don't really prioritize?
Okay, so first off, just double checking, the price increase for Japan goes into effect in 2 weeks, so September 15th, just the day of TGS, basically, actually, ironically.
Celebrate.
Yeah, so in 2 weeks, that price will increase in Japan. To answer your other question, will they increase allocation? I honestly do not think they will until they feel like US is saturated enough that like that they're sitting on the shelves. That like you go into like a Walmart or whatever, and there's like 5, 10 PS5s on the shelf, and they're not moving. At that point, I think they're gonna be like, okay, now everyone who really wanted a PS5 in the US now has a PS5. We can start shipping more quantities over to other countries where people are still fighting for them, like Japan, I guess. You know what I mean?
Literally raffling for it. And I mean, like the honest good thing, and it's a good thing and a bad thing, right? There's not a lot of games still at this point, but we're looking at now, especially for us, games that we're really interested in. Next year, we're gonna get potentially FF7 remake part 2, and then we know we're getting Final Fantasy 16, and like there's no PC version of that announced at this moment. So we're kind of, and yeah, FF7 remake part 2, that's only going to be PS5. So
at least for like probably a year, 2 years, right?
For a year or two, yeah. So we're like at this point we're starting to get a little bit locked out of some of the exclusives that like we would actually care about. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, which happens to just be Final Fantasy actually at this point, but
thank you, Final Fantasy, for
yeah, that's funny.
God of War as well, and
yeah,
that's
Ragnarok,
on PS4.
Right?
Yeah, that's on PS4. But I think I've gotten to the point where I don't want to play my PS4 for games due to the noise.
Like you don't want to, like it's just not a fun experience. You mean?
It's just not a fun experience having to deal with the fan, and then also it not knowing that there's a better version. We talked about this before, but just knowing there's a better version that once you taste 120 FPS or whatever
You're like,
higher,
this is the shit. Yeah,
it's hard. I'm over here like I want to play Ghost of Tsushima. I'm gonna wait for PC now, but that's what it's doing to me. You know.
Same. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think like personally like the only games that are going to be exclusive for a little bit is the FF games, so 16 and 7 return, but no rebirth.
Times. Oh yeah, rebirth
all the rewords, yeah.
Their reunion rebirth.
Yeah, so if you remember, so FF7 remake came out on PS4 in 2020, yeah. It wasn't until I think it was 2022 basically, or end of 2021 on Epic maybe, and then early 2022 for Steam. Basically 2 years. It was a 2-year delay for that game to move to another platform. It was exclusive on PS4 for 1 year, and then on the PS5 it kind of renewed its exclusivity for 1 year due to what it was called what's it called?
Which one? The reunion?
No. The not the upgrade version of 7, but the
Integrate?
Integrate. Yeah. So Integrate basically renewed the exclusivity with Sony for another year. And then finally that came to PC, like, another year after that. So 2-year delay for that. So I would expect, obviously Square, if they have any kind of agreements with Sony, I don't think they can or will be like, yeah, it's coming to PC too. I don't think they can, say that. But just on, looking at the PC market in the last 2 years, seeing how a lot of publishers now are starting to put out a lot of games on PC. Sony's starting to do it with like their previous exclusive. Spider-Man recently hit PC like 2 weeks ago or something like that, right?
Yeah.
We do know that Last of Us Part 1, which is like the remaster, that's just announced for PC. Like it's gonna come to PC eventually.
Wait, they announced it for PC?
Yeah. It says like if you watch the last trailer, it says like also in development for PC.
For PC. Okay.
Yeah, they straight up just announced the PC version of that. So
that makes sense. We got Uncharted coming next year as well.
Uncharted is coming.
Too. So, I mean, like that's the thing. So we know it's gonna come eventually. It's just, I think, we just want to be in the moment, and apparently.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just for me, like a series that I'm super excited about, Final Fantasy, especially remake, and 16, both those games, or not remake, sorry, rebirth. It's gonna be so hard for me to like not play them at launch. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like, oh, I have to avoid spoilers, or like like how long do I have to wait? Do I wait 1 year, 2 years? Do I have to find a PS5, God forbid, just to play this to play this game, and then I'm gonna want to buy it again when it comes on a PC a year later.
I mean, yeah, the spoilers are going to be the worst part. Just seeing trailers or popping up on your feed or whatever.
People on Twitter talking about it. I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh yeah, Twitter
like,
gonna blow up. Twitter gonna be blown up.
I don't know about you.
Reserve
yeah, okay.
yourself.
I don't know about you for 7 Remake, but like, cause I when 7 Remake came out, I
you played
beat
it the day of, like the weekend of. Yeah.
I beat it like within 3 days. So it came out on. Well, I think like I took like a Friday. It doesn't matter, but like
Thursday or Friday off. You played it for like 3 or 4 days straight. That was it.
I just beat it. I just beat the game before I came into work again, like the next week. So when spoiled, if you guys haven't played Remake for some reason, I guess just skip ahead for a little bit. But like, I started seeing stuff about the ending like on Twitter like a week after the game. I had already beat it, so I didn't care that much, right?
Right.
But like people were already talking about the ending and talking about like the story and how like the direction the story took, and I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna like
stay off the internet?
Avoid that, you know what I mean? Like, how am I gonna avoid that if I can't play the game?
You gotta stay off the internet. And
for like a year,
for a year or two, you gotta do whatever it takes, man. That's what you do. And it seems like yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I found another story off of this is from PlayStationLifestyle.net, but they were apparently like some Japanese players are like, we are concerned about Final Fantasy 16 after this PS5 price increase, and you gotta ask yourself, especially for Square, like I don't think they don't care about the Japanese market, but at the same time it's like they've got core fans here too, and
I don't think 16 is going to be exclusive, at least not forever. I'm looking at a year, right? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. But I'm wondering, what are the chances that Sony doesn't produce enough PS5s
and they're like, fuck it, it's
for like
PC,
a whole nother year or something? Just wait for the PC version. And to give everyone how much that cost increase is going to be, it's roughly around 20% of the current console. It's for the disc version, and that was 4,900 yen, and it's now going to be like basically 60,000 yen. Jeez.
60,000, yeah.
60,000. So from 49,000 to 60,000. Like I said, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's. Wait, hold up. No, 60,000 for the disc version, 49,000 for the digital version. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So I was actually just gonna like talk about that a little bit. So FS16 was trending on Twitter the day that the price increase was announced because people were talking about FS16.
Yeah.
But also I noticed that gaming PC was trending on Twitter because people were like, because people were like, oh, should I just build a gaming PC? Like, how much is a gaming PC?
I'm a believer.
To switch to gaming to PC to PC gaming. So here's the thing. Yeah, so it's funny to me as a PC gamer that PC gaming was trending on Twitter when the price increase was announced. People looking to buy one or build one or whatever. I can still understand the value of a console. I mean, I still think they're good for a very specific type of person, and that person just like, I don't really want to like fuck around with a PC. I always want to play video games. You know what I mean?
Right,
I want to like sit down on the couch and like turn it on and play the video game, and that's all I want to do. I don't want to like install drivers or like what I mean?
There's like the what do you want to call it? Like the stigma of like PC gaming comes with like, oh, there's so much customizability, but like I have to, like you said, install drivers. I have to build it, or it costs a lot of money, and what if something fails? And it really isn't a lot of that, right? There's some cases where that may happen, right? I remember when we were building my PC, literally my power supply unit for whatever reason was just dead.
It just wasn't working. Yeah,
it wasn't working.
DOA, right?
Yeah, but go to the store, get a new one, plop it in there like a Lego block, and let it run, and it worked, and that was fine.
Yeah, I think for me, I like because I like building PCs. It's fun. The process of picking your parts and putting it together, and like, that's my PC. I built it. I chose every component of that. That's my PC, right?
Right.
And then playing games on it. So I enjoy like the whole experience. But no, I do certainly understand the person who's just like, I wanna like, I heard this game is really good. I just want to go to the store, buy a disc or whatever, go home and play it. Not really worry about like oh, my driver's up to date. Like, oh, this weird glitch is occurring for me only. Let me Google the problem, because PC gaming can get super weird sometimes. You know what I mean?
It can be. I mean, like when I was playing Nier Automata, you told me like before you play, just know that
the borderless window thing
the
was fucking
borderless
jank.
window was jank. You need to download
And I'm like,
this
you
mod.
you have to download this thing called borderless window gaming, and then you have to like input Nier on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was
So,
just
yeah.
like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But you know, once you do something like that once, it's like the same process the next time if something like that happens. You know, it's like you get used to it, and it's not that big of a deal. It didn't take me even like 10 minutes to set up all that stuff. You know.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I mean, just for me, I kind of like PC gaming, and as someone who like streams and stuff, it makes sense, you know, for me to put my stuff on PC. The other way I can look at it is costs. Even with the price increase, a PS5 is in general going to be cheaper than a computer, rather.
It will be, yeah.
Because actually, I helped my girlfriend build a PC recently, so we went to Akihabara, we got a bunch of parts, picked out a case, picked out a GPU, CPU, and all that kind of stuff. The only parts that she didn't pay for were Windows, because she already had a license for it, and RAM. I let her have my older RAM. And everything else that she basically just bought brand new, including a power supply was included with the case. But anyways, her total cost was like a little over $1,000, with 40% of that being just the CPU, and then like the remaining like 50-60% was primarily GPU. So it's like a little over $1,000. Obviously, I think the benefit is just like now you have not just a gaming console, you have a PC. You can edit videos on there, you can stream on there, you can do a lot of things on a PC, right?
There's a lot of things you can do on the PC if you need to.
But still, if just from a dollar point of view, it's more than a PS5, obviously, you know, even with the price increase. So
you definitely get the value out of it. I guess the question is like, do you think this either A, did Sony really need to do this? B,
do they really need to do that?
Did they really need to do it? Like, they're not selling that many in this region. Are they really losing that much? I don't know, but
can't answer that question for you. Obviously, I don't work at Sony. I would suspect they were hurting a little bit because the exchange rate's pretty weird right now.
Pretty messed up. It's like 130 yen to $1.
Yeah, so maybe they're just like, we can't. I mean, even I'm sure it adds up. There's not that many PS5s in Japan right now, but I'm sure there's enough PS5s that it hurts them in some financial way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're a business, you're like, I'm gonna get my money. You know what I mean?
My money back.
So my question. Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to encourage more than a handful of people to switch to PC gaming, or people are just going to complain about it and still buy a PS5?
I think at this point, I don't think people will complain about it as much as kind of forget about it.
Because we can't even get a PS5.
Yeah, and I don't see them actually switching to PC. I see a few. I see like some converts going over to PC gaming or to an Xbox, or just settling for whatever.
That's a good question. You know what? Oh, dude. I never thought about this. Microsoft should cut the price of the Xbox in Japan.
They already have stock here. Just cut it even more.
That would be that would be dirty, no?
It would. See, these things would actually take effect if any of these if any of them had games on their console. Microsoft has only Game Pass, which Game Pass is great.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty darn good. But do you really want to pay $300 for just Game Pass? I mean, it does pay for itself.
Yeah, as long as you're playing those games. But yeah,
I mean, it's those exclusives that do drive you to kind of wanting that console, like we were talking about. Sony, they've actually had a pretty good. It's good comparative to Xbox, only because we've had Horizon and we've had we'll have God of War this year. Last year we had Demon Souls and anything else that might have hit on launch, Gran Turismo. So they've actually had games come out, but they're so far apart. Like when Nintendo was releasing, it's like Nintendo, for goodness sake. Way to not as bad as Nintendo. Sorry. We're not waiting 4 years for a Zelda, or 2 years, or 3 years, or something. It's
Breath of the Wild 2 still isn't even out yet, but
it's
I'm
coming.
Sure it'll be good when it comes. Eventually, one day.
It'll be great.
Okay. So even if let's imagine Microsoft cut the price of the Xbox Series X and S by 5,000 yen.
Yeah.
Do you think that would move the needle or no? Probably not, right? You think
Probably
the
not.
Japanese market is too?
I think at this point they're both of the markets in terms of like games that people would play. I feel like they're more similar than they were, 10 years ago when it would be.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with you too. But I mean, it's missing Final Fantasy, which is the one reason I want a PS5.
It's missing Final Fantasy. It just depends on how patient people will be. Like, will they do the whole, you know what? I'll forget about it for right now, and then I'll come back and I'll get it when it's in stock. Because that's how I honestly feel about it. Like this price effect, this price change. What would suck is when the currency does come back to normal. If it goes back down, are they going to lower the price?
I mean, I'm not Sony. I'm not a market analysis or anything like that. But won't. I think they would lower the price in the form of a slim model.
Yeah, I think that's how they kind of do it, right? That makes the most sense.
Yeah, the question is like, how are they gonna make a slim model?
And is this two? This is still, what year is this in the PS5 life cycle? Is this 2 or 3? Year 3?
Feels like 2, no?
I think it's 2. It feels like 3.
I just don't even know because it came out and I'm like, I'm kind of okay. I don't even, yeah.
Right, and I mean we're kind of still.
So I'm trying to figure out when it launched, for God's sakes. 2020. Yeah, this is year 2.
Okay, year 2. I think as long as we can get stuff in stock by end of year 3, like you walk in, you just buy it. Because I think at one point, if there's only like, hey, we got like 2 games coming out this year, we got 1 game coming out this year, buy this $600 thing, I think people are just gonna pass. And at that point, yeah, maybe they do just decide, I'm just going to get an Xbox, or I'm just going to go build some PCs, or I'm just, I'm done, I used to play PlayStation. I stopped. Stopped gaming. I bought a Switch.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious. Yeah.
So.
Because I only want Final Fantasy. Then when I think about it objectively, it's pretty shitty to spend $600 on a console that's only going to play 2 games for me.
It's going to play 2 games. Like I said, it's not like they're crapping out like, all the games that used to crap out.
Blockbusters every month, right? Yeah, I know what you mean.
Blockbusters coming back. There's going to be a Netflix show about Blockbuster. It's a comedy series.
Oh, sweet, really?
I'm wondering if that's why the Twitter account.
That's why the Twitter account was active
again. It came back.
Again.
I was like, I wonder if this is the reason why.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's happening in Sony land. They did announce that they acquired a studio, Savage Game Studios. That deal just kind of finished up by the time you listen to this podcast. It's a mobile game studio. They haven't really made a game. They are formed from, and here's the main thing, is that they're formed from Rockstar, Wargaming, Rovio, and Next Games employees, like people who used to, you hear Rockstar, Wargaming, World of Tanks and everything. Like these people are experienced. They've been in the industry for a long time. There's only 10 employees, so
Wow.
But yeah, so Sony's, throwing their hat more into the mobile ring, trying to get more leverage there as well, of course, as, the PC side. So those things are happening. And in streamer land, Twitch, where we both stream, Alex, where you stream at on Twitch? What's your handle?
I'm glad you asked. It's twitch.tv/root24. You can follow me and watch me play video games.
Watch him play video games. He's not like the other thousands of people playing.
Yeah,
I've got something special for you.
I am very unique on Twitch. Yeah.
Currently, I believe you're currently playing Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
Which is a fun, nice fun throwback. You're playing it in Japanese too.
I am playing in Japanese. Yeah.
In your non-native language.
Yeah, it's not too hard because the level of Japanese in that game isn't too difficult. As long as you're like I would argue N3, if you guys even know what that means. You could probably play the game pretty easily.
Yeah.
The problem is that I honestly think I might be a little bit dyslexic.
Oh,
so
no.
I'm like trying to like read and I'm like getting a lot of things mixed up. Okay, because here's the problem I have with SMRPG is that in Japanese it uses kanji, but not a lot of kanji.
It's kind of, I don't know how Pokemon does it, but I remember I think like
modern Pokemon games now have like more kanji actually, to be honest. But
Dude, I remember when I first took the JLPT3, like a practice test, and everything was in hiragana. Like everything.
Oh, really? No way. Are you serious?
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago, but everything was hiragana. I couldn't. It was like I knew what was happening, but because there's like, in this case there were spaces, but like sometimes if you see,
God.
Like people are like, I hate kanji, but then I'm like, no,
you need
try
kanji.
It helps you like literally get through the sentence. It breaks up everything.
So here's
perfectly.
that's exactly my problem that I'm having right now with SMRPG.
Particle marker.
Yeah, so there's not too much kanji. So when I'm reading the sentence, I'm not exactly sure like where a word ends and where the next one starts because it's all in kana, and I'm like, if there were kanji here, I would know that this is the start of a word.
You can basically, you can basically just string the kanji together. Like, here's a noun, here's a verb.
Yeah, you can. If there's kanji in a sentence, you can definitely. So the problem is like, if you don't know that kanji, you don't know what it means or how it's read. But on the flip side, you know that what you're looking at is a verb or a noun or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But if everything's in kana, you're like, what part of the sentence am I looking at right now, actually?
And there's also just the words that are the same. They're spelt the same, like they're conjugated the same too. So as long as you know,
and stuff, right? Yeah.
As long as you know, it's okay. But like if you're just now starting Japanese and like this is like, oh, this seems easy, you'll be like, man, bump this. What? Let me look up the kanji. Is this the right one? Yes. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, it goes both ways. Obviously, if it's kanji, you don't know how it's read or what it means. But if it's kind of mess up, like it makes me read a lot slower, basically. Have you ever played a game on the Famicom, like the NES in Japanese?
No.
Okay, it's a nightmare because a lot of the older games use katakana for all their text.
Oh man, I hate that. That's even worse.
And it's like, whoa, this is crazy. This is so hard to read.
It's even worse.
Weird. It's weird.
People don't know if you are studying Japanese, katakana. Some people love it. Some people are like, this literally saved me. This saves me in language. I can read it. To me, it just makes me go, man, what? This ain't even an English word. This is like a
so
French
hard
word.
To read.
What the heck?
If every single thing is in katakana, it's for me, it's so hard to read.
It's
like a Japanese sentence. Like it's not like there's a loan word or anything. Because in Japanese, katakana is usually reserved for loan words or foreign names or foreign whatever, right?
Yeah. It can be from any country too.
But if you put a whole sentence into katakana, you're like, okay, this looks weird. This is uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, because I was trying to play Zelda in Japanese, but it's just all katakana, and I think it's because back in the older days, hiragana, which is more cursive and curvy, was way more difficult to show in
on the font,
in an 8-bit font. Yeah. So katakana, which is way more like angular and sharp, like if you're making it with pixels or whatever, you can definitely make that text a lot clearer. So all the older games use katakana. So I'm playing Zelda, and it's like, just any Japanese sentence is like, like soto wa abunai kara kore motte kudasai or whatever, right? And it's all in katakana. You're like, that is hard to read. But yeah, anyways, that's a tangent. But
the tangent, but it's true. So if you're learning Japanese, just know that you will face it eventually, especially if you try to play some games in
Japanese. Well, if you play a modern game, you're probably not going to run it. Yeah, you're probably not going to have that problem anyways. So, sorry, at the topic of hand.
So Twitch is now going to let partners stream on YouTube and Facebook, or any platform, as long as you're not simulcasting, right? So you can start your stream on Twitch, and for whatever reason, if you just want to test out some YouTube, you can turn your stream off and then go straight to YouTube. This only affects, like I said, partners, affiliates. This has nothing to do with us. So this is a way that they say
Wait, so our contracts haven't changed or anything?
Yeah, our contracts haven't changed. I mean, we don't have contracts, honestly. I mean, we have.
Well, we have the affiliate contract.
We have the affiliate track, yeah. But ours has not changed from what we're seeing. And actually, yeah, on their actual official, like their FAQ, it's like, how does this affect affiliates? It doesn't. Affiliate teams have always been aligned with the changes we announce for partners.
Wait, affiliate terms have always been aligned with the changes we announced for partners, which means we are affected.
We
then.
are affected.
Wait, that's
we've
the
already
wait,
been
that's
affected. Wait, we've already been affected then, right? So we already can do this. Is that what they're?
Why does that sound
wait, no,
confusing?
Because remember, we could always post to YouTube or other places as long as it was 24 hours afterwards.
I was at 24 hours after the stream, yeah.
But for partners could they had to only do Twitch.
Yeah, they were exclusive, right?
Exclusive, and if they had a contract, of course they had like X amount of hours they had to do streams. But so for them, this is different. They're able to create content and put it on other platforms. Just in general, right? I was listening to some other streamers talk about this, larger streamers who are partnered, and it's like, I guess it's good. It seems like it's good in the short term, but maybe long term it might not be the best move. Essentially, yeah. I mean, we still have a bunch of streamers leaving Twitch, big streamers.
I think this is probably Twitch were kind of soft responding to that.
Yeah.
Because if they make it not exclusive, if they remove the exclusivity clause, in a sense it kind of removes the incentive to just completely move platforms. Yeah. Because now it's like, oh, you can stream on YouTube, but you can also still stream on Twitch. You don't need to leave Twitch.
Yeah, you can leave your Twitch open, your subscribers, if they love seeing you here, they can still stay here. You can come back and do a stream, I don't know, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times a month, whatever, and...
Yeah, you don't need to leave for YouTube. YouTube doesn't need to buy you out.
Exactly, and I think that's the main thing, is that YouTube just has... I think we've seen it time and time for all these other streamers, and some of them actually have come back to Twitch. Like, they've left... left Twitch.
Shroud came back, right?
Yeah, Shroud came back, Ninja came back, and those two had the best deals. Because went to Mixer.
Yeah, Ninja, was it Ninja that cashed out comically?
It might have been.
Because Mixer
he did go
had
to Mixer.
Yeah, Mixer paid him huge cash money, and then when Mixer folded, Mixer had to pay out the rest of his contract.
Yeah.
So he made a comical amount of money in
and then
2
came back
years.
to Twitch. Yeah. And it might have, I don't know, it might have been Shroud, or I know there's someone who did do Twitch, Mixer, Facebook, then back to Twitch.
Oh, I feel like that was Ninja though. I'm not sure. Yeah.
I don't know. There's been some of those. So, like I said, it doesn't really affect unless you are a partner listening to us. This is an announcement for you, but I mean, eventually, I don't know where this is actually going to end up at. If we'll end up being on YouTube eventually.
I'm curious though, legitimately. You have streamed on YouTube. You have some experience streaming on YouTube, yeah?
We're streaming on it now.
We are. Well, I mean, not for the podcast. I mean,
just for games. Yeah, I've done it once.
So, what was your experience? What?
Oh, no, I've done it more than once. I've done it 15, 20 times actually.
So, what is aside from let's say your community would follow you to YouTube. Let's say they would be like, oh, of course we'll watch you on YouTube, whatever. Imagine just that.
Yeah.
What is preventing you from switching to YouTube now?
I think we have to. So when I did do it last year, I think it was last year. I played Hollow Knight. And I did my normal stream. I told my community hey, I'm gonna be here. We're gonna stream on YouTube right now. And we streamed there. It was weird. It was kind of like being away from home, honestly, because...
It was like staying in a hotel kind of thing?
It was none of the emotes were there, right, subscriber emotes. Now I think they have them, but I don't know how you set them up.
They do, yeah.
So
but
my
you need
emotes...
to be you need to have the membership enabled, and that's not for everyone, right?
Oh, okay. So that's 1,000 people plus whatever.
Yeah.
So it was they couldn't express themselves the way that they wanted to, like they normally do, using either my emotes or Twitch's emotes.
Or just Twitch emotes in general, yeah.
From other channels. So that was one thing. When I've streamed just me and my friend co-op, it was annoying because they don't have any ban tools in the chat. So we would get bots that would come in hey, would you like to whatever.
And you can't get rid of them.
All I could do was time them out or put a pause on them or something. It wasn't enough.
You could delete the message though, right?
I could delete the message, yeah.
Okay.
But they're still technically there, or they would come back. And then I haven't looked at the actual quality. I know Twitch has a better encoder for actually like the quality of the stream.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing I know in the back of my mind. Like, hey, at least on Twitch, it looks better. And overall, like that. What's weird is you have the algorithm on your side, but I didn't feel like it's really working. And even now, like, we've been streaming this podcast once every week for almost 3 years.
A long time, yeah. At this point, yeah.
We'll say 2.5 years, 2 years,
Yeah.
something like that, right? And the algorithm doesn't bring us anything. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does, but not while we're live. Not while we're live, right?
Right.
And so I feel like even on Twitch when I've streamed, I have more chances of people just wandering in
And being like, hey, what's up, or whatever, right?
Yeah. I think we've only had like people we know come here, but I know that there's an audience that we don't see that is listening. So don't get it twisted, everybody who is listening. I'm just saying, it would be nice if the algorithm did kind of boost the longer form content instead of just the uploads. I'm not really sure how to play the game sometimes, right? Twitch, there is no game. Plus, finally, here's the last thing. YouTube, you need to make a thumbnail every time.
If you don't make a thumbnail, what do you know what shows up like on the website? Is it just a blank box or
your channel? Like your channel, I think it's your header. I think it's like the banner for your channel, your YouTube channel.
that's what shows up if you don't make a thumbnail?
That's what I remember, like,
Because
years back.
I've seen some channels go live, like YouTubers, VTubers rather, sorry.
Yeah.
They just have like well, typically the big ones will have a thumbnail for every single stream they do.
Yeah.
But I've seen like some super mega janky like stream desk like thumbnail.
There's some bad ones. I mean, like it's
Yeah.
something that on Twitch you never have to worry about. Like when you press go live,
There's no thumbnails. Yeah.
you go live. That's it. But
There's
for
no thumbnails.
YouTube, either you do it before or you do it afterwards. And it's honestly, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You just need to know how to make it, and it's
You need
simple.
like a thumbnail of some kind. Did you know on Twitch when you upload a highlight, you can actually make a custom thumbnail for it?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
I've actually recently started doing it. So I've been
never done
archiving.
it.
Yeah, I've been archiving my streams on Twitch by breaking them into like 30-minute highlight sections, and then adding those under a collection. And then the first video in the collection just has
very interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious though, why have you not just decided to put that on YouTube on a personal channel or something like that?
That's a good question. Well, it's not on my personal channel. It is on the Unknown Games podcast channel. If you want to just go ahead and look at those
Yeah, I
playthroughs.
noticed. Yeah, I was watching you. I was watching some BioShock stuff, but why are you just diversifying your VOD archives or?
I just want to have, well, so you can either upload them as like a whole hour like you can just upload them as they are, a 3-hour 4-hour stream, or you can just kind of like just have it as a bite-sized thing. Though, like for Twitch, I do that on Twitch because the editor does allow me to just easily break it into segments. It doesn't take that long, and then you just hit the export button on each one of them. It exports to your YouTube, and they're there, right? So they're actually, for archivable purposes, they're there, right? But you could say like, hey, if you want to do it just to your personal YouTube, then yeah, you can do the same thing. But yeah, it's just for archiving purposes, honestly.
Okay.
And then to kind of diversify the channel a little bit more with some just different playthroughs. So just extra content.
Right. I haven't put any fucking content on YouTube.
I'll tell you right now, you have to do something really special to them or be like a larger, like have actual attention for that strat to work, right? So for me, it's purely archiving purposes.
Just so you can be like, oh, these are all my streams or whatever.
Yeah, if someone comes to the podcast channel, they're like, oh, like what else have they, like, what have they played? Like, oh, here's a cool game. I played it. I want to see how they played it. That sort of thing. It's cool. And 30-minute segments are just easily digestible.
I've only ever saved like 2 of my old streams and I clipped them and then I put those on YouTube, but like super short, like a 2-hour stream ends up as like 10 minutes or something like that. And I've only done it like twice.
Yeah,
I would say the most of my streams are probably not worth remembering. Like when I'm done streaming, man, like I'm just like it's gone. I'm just like, all right, yeah.
I finished up the quarry, and I had the quarry for whatever reason had me doing like actual like jump scares, making me physically move in my seat, which was the weirdest. Like the timing on all the jump scares for me, I've never had that happen. It looked like when something got hit on screen, I actually physically was like moving off screen
You
on
were
my camera
like,
too.
oh no.
So there's just been good moments, but yeah, clipping on YouTube, I
It's here now,
it's
right? But
here. It's weird.
yeah.
It's here, but it's weird.
I think that's just a general consensus in regards to YouTube streaming right now, where like we kind of have analogs to the content, what we have on Twitch. Like now we have emotes, we have GIF memberships now.
We do.
That's really new. We kind of have rating, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And clipping we have, but I know what you mean. It feels off. It just all feels off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know what it is, but when I go live on Twitch, it's just so easy to just go live on Twitch. You just hit the go live button in whatever encoder you're using. It's OBS, right? For me,
Yeah. Yeah.
I hit go live, and I'm like
It's
live.
there.
Yeah, I feel like on YouTube, it's just like, oh, here's the stream URL. There's reusable stream keys, but like here's the stream key for this stream, and put that in your encoder, and
It's weird. I don't feel
like you
comfortable
have
closing.
to have even with Twitch, you need to have a stream title, but I think on YouTube you need to have a description as well, or no, can you leave that blank?
I think you can. I actually don't know. I've never left it blank, so
Okay.
I think you can. But it's easy. Like some of that stuff is easy to get around because you can just have it set the same thing for every video.
You can be like, yeah, it's true. Yeah, you'd be like stream whatever, stream des. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
it's. I will say the one thing is that yeah, Twitch or YouTube definitely feels like it's easier for larger streamers to kind of. It's an ecosystem for the big cats, but for like the small fishes, like you said, to do gift memberships to get those emotes, like to get to that level, you really do need to put a lot of work in. And that's not to say you don't have to put work in on Twitch, but to get to the affiliate status,
the bar is higher, right? The bar is much higher.
The bar is higher.
It's harder to get to affiliate, with the version of affiliate, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's why you'll see less smaller streamers on YouTube unless they change that going forward. If they do, then I think they have a better shot for building smaller communities.
What would make you jump to YouTube? What would make you leave Twitch, essentially?
Yeah, that's a weird question.
Is it money, or like even if it weren't money, even if like you were not getting a payout for months, if that's what it meant, like what would make you just leave for
I think
YouTube?
it would be the chance to grow an audience more.
You think there's this explosive growth, like you're seeing way bigger numbers and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think that would be the one thing. Like could you imagine like if you just jumped into a stream and almost every other stream you had people coming in, like new faces, honest, genuine new faces, and even if it's like 3 or 4 people or less, right? But you know that something is guiding them to your stream out of all the different streams out there, and maybe they come back. Like that's huge right there, right? That's really feeling like you're growing a community. Like if Twitch had some way to do that, that'd be amazing. I'm not even saying YouTube even has that because they don't.
YouTube's live streaming functionality, like to browse for streams rather, it's not
bad.
Very good. It's not very good.
It's actually worse than Twitch. It's even
pretty
worse.
Bad, yeah. I tried at one point a few times to be like, okay, I'm gonna look for streams on YouTube. How do I do it?
It's worse than Mixer.
Yeah.
Like I think we talked about this before, but Mixer had a really good strat with just highlighting the streamers.
We took Mixer for granted, I gotta say.
Mixer had a lot of stuff right. They just didn't have the streamers and the games. They had like Mildom over there.
We should start streaming on Mildom. We're allowed to. Let's do it.
We are very much allowed to, but why? So Mildom is the Japanese equivalent of like a Twitch or not YouTube. Twitch?
Nah, if you go to Mildom, I believe it's .com. You go to Mildom.com, it just looks like Twitch, kind of. It's like a janky Twitch.
Very janky. I feel jank. I feel dirty every time I come to this site.
Oh, what did you say? You got cut off.
Oh, I said I feel dirty every time I go to Mildom.com.
Oh, okay, yeah. It is Mildom.com. It's Mildom.com. It's all in Japanese. There is no English translation or anything. This is pretty much meant for a Japanese market, I guess. It looks a lot like Twitch. You have your games. You have like live channels, just in thumbnails basically. Then you have what's trending, recommended clips just below that, and then on the left side you have some live channels that the website thinks you might want to check out. How many people are watching them right now? It's a lot like Twitch, right?
It's basically like Twitch. I think the thing that this is the same thing that that probably Mixer had, was just, hey, look, you can look at Apex, Fortnite, Among Us. It's like a lot of the big titles, but if you try to find like a smaller title, I think you're gonna find there's only like 6 people playing that smaller title. And it's not even maybe that small. Like let's look up Cult of the Lamb really quick, which is lots of people playing still. So I assume there should be a good healthy amount of people playing Cult of the Lamb, unless I have to spell it a certain way.
Like a Japanese or something like that.
I got, what the heck is this? Cult of the. How do you even search on this thing, man?
This looks terrifying. What? Yeah, like what is this? This looks like TikTok.
It's a mix of TikTok. Man, I have to go off stream really quick, search
just
this
to make
and
sure you're
like,
not gonna fucking bring anything weird,
because they do have like this live stream. I mean, you can actually see right here, if I just go right here, it's just like, hi, just cosplay of the week right here.
Yeah, we should.
There's cosplay girls just cosplaying, just doing just doing whatever.
Yo, we should stream on Mildom.
We should, yeah.
I'm
never know.
So curious. I'm so curious. Maybe we could pop off, or we'd have a lot of people who are like, who are these foreigners?
Yeah. That could be. Yeah. Who are these foreigners?
Whoa, this is curious. Now, I don't know if you're seeing this on your screen, Mildom.com, but for me, in the top left corner, right?
Yeah.
There's a little button that says Kaodashi Haishinsha Bochu.
Oh.
So that basically translates to, we're looking for people who will stream while showing their face. And the fact that has to be some kind of special tag that's on the website, I think shows a little bit about the cultural difference it comes to streaming culture here. Yeah.
I mean, with the fact that VTubers really pushed it in a very hard direction of, hey, you don't have to show your face to stream. This isn't required, and the availability, just contract someone to get it. That's one of the things, right? You can definitely see a lot of people who are just like, hey, I'm gonna stream.
I don't need this to stream with my face. Yeah.
Not even VTuber.
We were talking about this a while ago. I think a year and a half ago, when I brought up Mildom, not on stream or anything, or on podcast or anything. But when I went to go check out Mildom at the time, I was like, oh, what's an Apex stream? What's a typical Apex stream looking like? It was no cam, no overlay. Just like gameplay, right? And some dude talking into a microphone.
Like I almost there. Like, here's an Apex clip.
Wait. And I'm like, I don't want to say something to belittle these streamers or anything, but it feels like the quality bar is a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Here's the categories.
Or I guess the expectations. The expectations are different. There's no camera or anything, right? Yeah.
These are all the categories. Like you said, the Kaodashi. So like, there's only, I don't know what the fire part is, but anyways, show your face, Apex Legends, Fortnite,
Kaodashi Haishin is its own category. That is crazy.
You can basically just be like on TikTok essentially.
Kaodashi Haishin.
PUBG.
Yeah.
Apex Mobile, Dragon Quest Walk. After that, like Dead by Daylight has like whatever this thing is for fire hotness is 98, when Apex is like 1,000, right?
I think Apex is just hot right now.
Fortnite is hot right now. Fortnite's at 570, but Among Us has 15 hotness. Like, what is that?
What is the hotness? I don't know.
Genshin has 143. Let's look at Genshin streams. Like, does that mean there's? I'm done, bro.
Is that the number of streams?
This
Maybe
is
that's number of streams right now.
This is live streams right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I can't scroll anymore.
That's that's a low number.
This is Mixer, but worse because
that's a low number.
Genshin has
go to Twitch right now. Go to Twitch right now. How many Genshin streams do we have right now on Twitch?
We have
probably more than 13, right? You're typing in Japanese. That looks terrible.
Yeah, it does. Here we go. Well, there are 37.3K viewers. I don't know how to tell me how many there are, but
probably just a buttload, right?
There's a and these are live too. Like if I keep scrolling,
certainly there are more than 13 live.
There are
right
more
now,
than
right?
13, and I won't say there's a crap ton. There's more than 13, and there, like I said, all these smaller communities, right? A lot of 20 to 30s viewers. A lot of people with 20 to 30, but there's.
I'm wondering if we just streamed on Mildom, like
will we be like Fushigi no Gaijin?
Yeah, they're like, whoa, look at this crazy, look at this crazy foreigner. Like, because there's only 13 Genshin streams to look at. We would be,
and we just say
by default near the top.
By default near the top of, and then we say, hey, you want to learn English? You want to practice your English?
I could push
Let's
it. Like,
go. We the new VTubers, man. We the new tubers.
Oh, God.
That sounds weird.
It's tempting. Yeah. We
I
just
mean,
use a lot of
worth a try.
Use a lot of catchphrase English, like check it out repeatedly.
Check it out. Yo,
and
homie.
Like, yo, this, whoa, what? This crazy. Check it out. Just say that repeatedly, like to no end, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that is we went around the world for some craziness here. But yeah, I guess closing it.
Do you want to do it? Do you want to stream on Mildom?
When do we have time to stream on Mildom? We're gonna do like tell our streamers like yeah.
No,
yeah.
I mean I'm not even. It's like a secret.
It
it's like a secret. Yeah, I'm not even gonna tell anyone. I'm just gonna go
live on like a Friday or something. They're looking for those people to put their faces out there.
I wonder if anyone would be like, who. I'm so curious if people would be like, get this foreigner out of here. You know what I mean? Like
we start getting that. I love how the title of this episode is Gamescom. It was like has to do
we like
literally nothing about Gamescom.
Yeah.
That lets you know what happened at Gamescom. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not much happened.
I'm signing up for Mildom.
Go make yourself an account. Maybe this is what you need to do. Maybe, this is the way in,
What if I got huge on Mildom?
Then you got huge on Mildom. Does it matter where you get huge at? I mean, it does.
Oh my God.
I mean, if you don't want the OnlyFans huge, then
okay. Oh shit! I forgot. Daigo is Daigo an exclusive streamer on Mildom?
I mean, he posts stuff on his YouTube.
Oh, okay.
But
he's also on Twitch, right? I don't know if he's exclusive. He has a Mildom.
I haven't seen him on Twitch in a while.
I guess he's on Mildom now, baby.
Oh gosh, this dude is streaming. Bro, I can't even show this on stream. I mean, I can, but the Kawadashi ones. Oh no. Oh no.
What are we looking at?
No, not these Kawadashi streams.
What is it?
I'm
sexy women or
no? It's like the most random. You can probably see it in the corner, probably. I guess it's like, so we just go down for whatever reason. This person has like makeup on. I guess they're doing cosplay. I don't know. And then we have this person just.
Oh, dude, you have
life.
I think. Oh man.
I guess. And this person is playing a classic RPG of sorts, but it looks like they're.
This is what a mix. What a mix.
I'm afraid to go down again.
What a mix of streams.
It really looks like a TikTok or Instagram reel, like not real, but Instagram streams. Like that's what this reminds me of. TikTok, Instagram lives.
Oh man,
this that's just a game.
I'm just
with no one on it.
I'm just gonna go live on Mildom right now.
Just more Genshin, but no one on it.
Let's do the podcast on Mildom.
And then we just have a girl who's just like, I'm talking. That's it. We're there's not much you can.
Yeah.
We could. I don't know if Restream does Mildom, but
just as a pure social experiment, let's go live on Mildom. Let's see what happens.
it's worth it.
You want to stream Apex? Do you want to stream like a duos game on Mildom?
Yeah, sure. I don't mind. Pretty easy.
Let's do it.
This podcast is off rails at this point in terms of
Let's do it. I'm so curious. Let's stream a couple games of Apex on Mildom.
But Apex is the most popular category.
Well, what's a game we can play together?
The worst part is what's a game on this site that people are actually looking at.
Gonna be looking at
is the worst part. Apex, yes, Apex is the best, or just talking, or Fortnite.
No, okay. Here's the thing. I'm so curious. Like, let's just stream a couple games of Apex on Mildom and see like who shows up.
Sure. Where should we make our faces really big on the screen too, like comically,
uncomfortably big. The gameplay. It's like a postage stamp.
Who thinks that they might have an algorithm that's just like Kaldashi? We need more.
We need more face.
More face on the stream.
It's like 80% human face detected.
Someone's like, we don't even know what's happening on the screen. You don't even need to know. You don't need to know.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, sorry. Let's just
outside of that, it's a lot of mobile titles.
Why this turned into a Mildom podcast?
We're not promoting it, but we're not. Dang, Overwatch has a level 2 hotness.
I don't even know what that means. Is that good? Is that bad?
It means that there's literally one person streaming it right now.
Oh god. Really?
Yeah, there's one person streaming it. So I would say
don't forget this is primarily a Japanese website and we are in the Japanese time zone. We're in JST right now. So like
they have thumbnails, bro. They have thumbnails. But
we have to make thumbnails.
I mean, you want to make we just take a picture of ourselves. This is not every time I feel dirty, chat. I don't feel like I'm going to a gaming site anymore.
It feels weird, doesn't it? It looks weird, doesn't it?
It looks weird.
It looks weird.
This is literally in the Kaldashi section. I'm going to say right now, there's only been like 5 guys I've seen.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just women. But it's not very long because I'm already at the end. I can't scroll down anymore.
How many? Okay, I'm sorry. Just click on one of these. How many viewers are we looking at?
You want me to click on the top? I don't even know which one is the top one.
Yeah, just how many viewers? How many viewers these guys pulling in? I'm just legitimately curious. Like, what is?
It's
like,
bad
what does it mean
enough.
To be popping off?
I can't. There's no way to sort by the highest, so I need to just look at who's got the most
fire.
Fire, I guess. Who's on fire these days? I think 22 is the 23 is a horse.
I know 56. I see a 56.
Where's the 56 at?
I don't know. Yeah.
They must still be higher. Someone's like,
well, it doesn't matter. Just click in. It's a dude, I think.
Oh, there's 89 on this one.
Okay, well, just how many? What does it show your? What does fire mean? Is that a viewer? Does 55 mean?
I don't know what this man is on fire. There's a little fire on the side.
Does fire mean viewer count? Like what?
Okay,
how many views
so this
do you
is
have?
very much like a TikTok. It's got like the little boosting. It's got little ads
it looks a lot.
Here,
it looks a lot like
gotta click out of this. Someone's like, what happened here? Oh, someone just gifted a sub, I guess. I don't know what they gifted. They gifted something, but there's a happy birthday gift. Okay, I think he's singing karaoke. I just muted him, but it's like oh, so you can only do like you need to log in for you to get your high high quality.
Okay,
like
so
720 or whatever. It says you can only do it for 3 minutes though, if you don't log in.
I think the fire is your viewer count. I think.
Oh yeah, we can't. Oh, where is this dude's viewer count? Like
I don't see a thing for viewer count. I think it's the fire icon.
QR codes. This man getting paid and whatever. Oh, how do I get off? Okay. So viewer count would be this fire. He's got 61 viewers. I guess.
That's all right. Yeah.
Like
it's not.
So if we go here, this should increase to like 56. This guy right here should be 56. Connection not found. What the heck? Okay. Anyways.
I like how now we're just looking at people's
56.
streams.
Okay, this is, yes. The fire count is the viewer count.
Is the viewer count.
Is the viewer count. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Man is on fire right now. At 56.
So just head over to Apex then. Head over to Apex and see like who has the most viewers for Apex.
And not Kaldashi. We got 101. Looks like there's more Apex streams on here than there are other streams, but it's it's very much like one person or two people. Here's one person right here. Bro. The streamer.
That's a PNG, but yeah.
It's a PNG. That's it. That's all I can say. 102 people. She must be saying something. What's kind of cool though, you can actually go back on the stream. It's like YouTube.
Oh, that's a legitimately handy feature though. Yeah.
That's a handy feature. Once again, it does stink. High sheen or clips. Okay, you can create clips. I think if I remember before, if you don't log in, you can't look at high like 1080p for more than 30 minutes. Streams. Yeah.
All right. You know what? We should play a few games on Mildom.
She's just like she's a VTuber. What's she sound like? You must be.
I mean,
really
I can't
good.
hear.
That's because she ain't saying anything. They're not saying anything.
Well, also because I can't hear what's on your computer right now. But okay.
Yeah. They're not actually interacting with their audience much.
They're not talking to chat or anything.
They're not talking. It's like it's like this one person I saw streaming on PS4. The friend showed me. They would literally just say like, "Hello, nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for following."
That's it.
Yeah. But they were darn good at Apex though. They were really good at Apex.
Then maybe that's forgivable then. If you're,
I
mean, there's a couple reasons why you watch a streamer, either for to hang out with them, to chat with them, or just to watch someone be really good at a game. And I'm okay with the latter if you're good at the game, right? So
yeah. So I think that's it.
This has probably been the weirdest episode we've done
about Gamescom.
This is probably the weirdest episode we've done.
Gamescom 2022 had things happen.
Mildom. Sony announced the PS5 controller. Do you see it?
Oh, the wireless,
the DualSense Edge.
DualSense Edge, yeah.
Yeah, you gonna get it?
Nah, it's $200, I think. Or is it $100? It's 100.
Well, I don't think they announced the price, but I'm expecting it to be about $200. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna get it. The main reason is
the triggers. Yeah.
I just don't like it looks bulky.
Isn't it the same size?
Chunky. It looks like they took that attachment that was on the PS4 controller and just built it in, and it looks chunky.
I thought the DualSense was gonna have that by default because the paddles, the triggers, were announced before the PS5 even came out. I'm like, okay, so the DualSense will probably have these triggers by default. You know what I mean? I figured they would. I thought the attachment was like as a little bridge, between the DualShock and the DualSense. And then it didn't actually have the back triggers. Yeah. So, whatever.
I don't like the PS5. The more I've used the PS5 controller, the less I like it.
Really?
As opposed to the PS4 controller. I started out, I loved it, but it's just like some of the button layout. I don't like the grips, like not the grips. How long the
handles.
Grips, the handles come down. I don't like it for if you were gonna play anything that needs a D-pad. It's not a good D-pad.
Is the D-pad like too far up?
It's not a clicky D-pad, it's a mushy one.
So it's kind of like, is it like would you say it's like a DualShock 2 D-pad?
It's not even, so it's more raised than the DualShock 2, but it's, how like the I would say maybe even the PS4 controller, I feel like each of the buttons almost feels like they're a little bit more to themselves. This feels almost like a PSP D-pad.
Really? Because that's pretty bad.
Where how the center of the D-pad is a little bit too far up. You're basically touching all the buttons.
The PSP D-pad where the buttons were too, I feel like they were too separate actually. Like there was a weird hole in the middle of all the buttons.
Yeah, this one I don't know what it is, but I don't like that. I don't know. It just
I'm looking
it's a
at
nice controller, but it's
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm looking at a PSP now, and it looks a lot like a PSP D-pad. Like you just
yeah.
look up, just type in PSP. It actually looks a lot like a PSP D-pad. That's
I
pretty
mean,
weird.
it basically is like a.
It is. It
It's
is.
very
It is.
close to
Yeah.
that, and then the buttons, that dead space in the between is basically another size of another button.
It's
So
just like so there's a huge hole in the middle of all the buttons. Then
there's a huge hole in the middle of the buttons, and it's just like when I'm reaching down to the analog nubs, because of how long it is, it's like comfortable for a little while, and then sometimes it just wears on me. I don't know if you can see my hands, but it just you can't really see my hands.
no, but yeah. Well, I don't own a DualSense or anything. I play with an Xbox Elite controller on my PC.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm enjoying.
to even do all that, I feel like I'm stretching my thumbs. So for
You
me,
think
it's like I don't have big enough hands.
It's like an uncomfortable size for you then the DualSense.
Yeah, it's just a little bit because of the handles.
Okay.
I don't like the D-pad. I play a lot of 2D platformers, so I need a good D-pad. Like, again, I need a good D-pad.
Yeah, you might be better served off with a third-party controller then in that case. Have you seen, Razer makes a couple third parties, you might like those, but
Yeah, I was looking at those before I actually got the PS5 one, but the DualSense functionality.
Wait, okay. Me. You mean the haptic feedback?
Yeah, the haptic feedback. Yeah.
Is there a PC game that even supports it?
Miles Morales. Well, Spider-Man supports it, and a couple of others. But it's one of the things that if the dev wants to put in, they can.
So, yeah, and I feel like for the most part, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's not going to be there 100% of the time. But this is something where you know what, I'd have to feel it out to see how it actually feels before actually buying something like this.
Yeah, I mean, definitely you can when the controller comes out whenever it comes out, you can probably just go to like a Yodobashi camera and touch it.
Hopefully,
I'm guessing.
Hopefully, yeah. But it's nice. It's nice they've got stuff like that. Anyways, I just realized it's an hour and 11 minutes, man. We've been on this podcast.
We were talking about Mildom for quite a while.
Mildom was an actual. I don't know what to call this show, like PS5 Price Increase or Mildom. Like one of those two is going to get something triggered.
I don't think you should use Mildom unless you can find out. You can use you can make a pun for it. So like Mildom.
I told you every time I go to that site, I feel dirty.
Well, because you're not typing in MILFdom. It's a little different.
It's not. It's one letter off.
It's one letter. It's one letter off.
It's one letter off.
Yeah. Is that a website? I'm gonna sign it. MILFdom.
What was that other word that the other one that
Yeah, there was that VTuber.
Hololive was doing what?
I don't think it was Hololive. I think it was Niji-Sanji. It was Niji-Sanji, I think. But anyways, it was TGS last year. TGS. Yeah, there was a weird video streaming platform that was really close to a word
very close to a racial slur.
I was like that.
I don't.
What was it called? What was it called?
It's close to finger, but I can't remember what is left out of the word. It's like, bro, this is.
I'm typing in words in Google. They're like almost slurs. I'm typing in words in.
Like it's like, what the heck?
Oh, I found it. It's finger. It's finger with 2 G's.
Yeah, there we go. I knew it was. I remember fingers. I'm like, what was missing from? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about this last year. Yeah, I'm like, that word is.
just having it on the screen, you're just like, bro, it looks. Your dyslexia kicks in and you switch a letter. Oh my
god, yeah.
You legit switch the letter and like the F goes silence. It's silent. It's a silent F.
I know.
Come on, Japan.
Boy.
Come on, Japan. I know this is only for you. I remember seeing that
and I'm like, yo,
oh my goodness.
Oh
no.
Maybe they should change the name.
No, bro. Hold up. Watch this. Oh gosh, I'm gonna regret this, but oh my word.
What, are you showing something on screen?
Yeah, I'm showing something on screen. Someone's like, what is happening? Okay, I'm gonna go back. It's the Finger Festival in Tokyo Game Show 2022.
Oh, we should go check it out.
Assuming that's how we pronounce the word.
I know
It
there's
might
gotta
be.
be there's katakana. I'm
It
sure
says
there's
it says Huin Fest. Huin Fest. Also,
It's hold on, I gotta find out.
I gotta get this
I
off
gotta
the
find
screen
out. I
before
gotta find out.
someone's like, "What's happening?"
I gotta find out. Yeah,
Hey.
it's good. Oh, if you go on Google, if you type in the website name on Google, it'll show you the pronunciation in katakana. It's finga. It is finga.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
chat. I'm telling you, if you ever come to Japan, this thing's gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, oh my god. Oh my
You deal
god.
with the freaking finger festival. But holy crap, people are actually getting views on this.
Like much more than Mildom, right?
Much more. This has like 12,000 views off the VOD.
That's of the VOD. Go to a live channel though. Like go to someone who's live. And I think the top streamer right now is
Oh, it's like
300.
300. Yeah, 300. At least they're talking. Someone's be like, "What is this podcast actually gone to?" 300, 200. But then it sharply goes down.
It's more than Mildom for sure right now, right?
Is this person? Oh, so this isn't live. So it seems like they get a lot of people who watch the VODs or something. This dude has like 12,000, I guess.
Yeah, 12,000. Yeah. So, but in terms of people who are live right now, it's not quite that much. So
yeah, it's like 300 something.
I think here's the interesting part is like why is this website seemingly popping off way more than Mildom? Is it because it's VTuber centric right now? It looks okay. It looks better.
It looks cleaner.
Better.
It definitely. I don't know if everyone can stream here.
I think you have to be a VTuber to stream on this.
Yeah,
website,
you have
right?
to be. You have to have at least a PNG, I guess. But
so do you think it's because VTubing is like just exploding in Japan right now? That's why there's so much more viewers on this site.
I mean, I guess. It's kind of weird. Like I said, this site isn't actually promoting live streams as much. Like you have your live, but then it quickly goes down to just like VODs. Like
yeah,
it's just all VODs after that.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's a VTuber community actually.
It feels like a VTuber community and almost like a VTuber agency.
Yeah,
like,
but
like
how
I
do
feel
you
like.
stream?
How do you stream?
There's a button. So on the top side, on the bottom left, it says Haishin Manual, and you click on that, and it'll tell you like what to do before you start streaming.
Oh, if you don't have a YouTube account, you can't actually.
Oh, so is it just re-streaming off YouTube?
It's YouTube channel no live Haishin shite kudasai. So yeah, you're setting up a YouTube account, and yeah, you're streaming from YouTube basically.
You're streaming from YouTube, and Fingger is picking it up.
Oh my goodness, this explains it. This explains why we don't have a lot of things here right now. There's actually a live stream, an hour. Let me just make this kind of bigger so you can also read it on the stream. But yeah, there's hours to stream.
So you cannot stream between 2 a.m. and 12 p.m.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I think this is what 12 p.m. to what is 26?
26 2 in the morning. 2 in the morning, yeah.
So 12 p.m. to 2 a.m. Those are the stream hours, and you cannot stream outside of those hours.
Right. So, yeah, from 2 a.m. to 12 p.m. again. Basically, that's
you're basically you're just making a YouTube. This is just a YouTube stream.
So it is just restreaming off YouTube then.
It's restreaming off YouTube, and I assume that they have YouTube Live.
This is not against YouTube's terms of service or anything. That's interesting.
I assume that maybe they have a deal or a link to, like, it's linked through YouTube, and you can just play. There are games you can play on the site if you just really want to, I guess.
That's interesting to me that, because in a sense you would think that this website is removing traffic from YouTube. You know, there's less incentive for me to go to YouTube.
I mean, I guess it depends on if these people, like, if I were to go to one of these streams and it's actually still just, if they're actually live, like if I go to one of these streamers right now, if I can like just
like on YouTube, if they're actually also
and see
live
if
on
they're
YouTube.
actually they better be live on YouTube.
I'm pretty sure they would be.
No, just yeah, if they're live on YouTube.
They're live on YouTube right now, yeah.
I can't make it big, but it literally just has the YouTube interface right here.
Yeah. So it's the exact same stream on YouTube
so
right now.
You can just go, you can just go straight here. Thank you, Kanon or Hanon, for
it actually does look like the count, the viewer count is more or less synced up with on Fingger right now.
But Fingger, yeah. So this person has 217K subscribers actually. So yeah, it's basically like they're just restreaming to there. And what do you want to bet that this is some weird version of like Cover or
Hanan actually. I actually do know of this channel. They have really good covers actually.
Are they signed with anyone, or are they just independent?
I think it might be indie actually, but I actually have listened to these I think it's two people. They're really good singers. I actually would check out some of their covers. They're pretty good actually. They're really good singers.
Support them on I guess
on YouTube.
You know what? In this case, I was telling. Gosh, it's so weird trying to type this in. I was telling someone about this for VTubers. Like, wouldn't it be great if there was a place where VTubers could kind of like thrive a little bit more? Like,
I guess it would be this place then.
Yeah, and they can like literally, if you want to help someone rise up in the ranks a little bit more, you can help them here, because even though they're streaming on YouTube, they're easier to find on this site.
Yeah, because it's you can imagine it as being like a VTuber filter for YouTube.
Yeah. Just okay. I have a little bit more respect for the Fingger.
It's still a bad name though.
It's a horrible name. Goodness gracious, what the heck? Like even these people are dumb. I can say, like, why? Why would you?
I think if it was just one G, I'd be like, okay, weird name, but sure, whatever. But it's the two G's that make it.
Like, it's really hard to just type that in there and be.
I know, right?
Being okay, you know.
Oh man.
Like it just doesn't look right.
It's one of those things where there was not a foreigner on that team. There wasn't a single foreigner on that team, because I feel like anyone would be like, maybe not that name.
Maybe, what I mean? Maybe not that one. And plus, you literally have to walk around going like, this is someone thought this was cool. Someone thought that these
that's one thing about living in Japan is you will see so many bad names.
Look at this name. It's the Monthly Fingger. For
it sounds like a newsletter, right? Is it a newsletter?
It is the news. Yeah, it's the newsletter, the Monthly Fingger. See, they've got fingers.
Oh god.
It's literally. Oh god.
It's the two G's. It's the two G's that are like really throwing you off. You know what I mean?
It's throwing me off so much.
It's the two G's. It's the two G's. Yeah.
We've got the Fingger anniversary. Like, did anyone just? No one. This. You know what this reeks of? It reeks of the McDonald's the cream pie.
The adult cream pie.
The adult cream pie.
Yeah.
Someone knew.
I think this is just.
Someone knew on all levels.
There wasn't a single foreigner on the team to be like, guys, we should change the name maybe.
Well, I mean, if we ever want to go VTubing, if we ever want to become, some cool guys on the stream, this is the platform.
Yeah, we should.
I have a feeling that you have to actually have like a contract or something. You have to have a certain amount of YouTube.
Yeah, I don't think we could make. I don't think we can like make a model on YouTube and be like, okay, now we're gonna go live on Fingger at 1 a.m. or anything.
We have to start one place at a time. First the
Mildom.
First the Mildom.
Yeah.
This podcast has gone way too long. Thanks everyone for joining us for a very Japan-centric last segment.
Yeah, looking at streaming alternatives, I guess, kind of interesting. Not scripted in any way. Like none of that was planned. We were just.
Twitch said we could.
Yeah.
Twitch encouraged it. They probably wouldn't even care if they knew. If we could simulcast in one of these places, they wouldn't even care. Let's face it.
Yeah, probably wouldn't even realize actually. So.
They what the heck? Okay, never mind. Places gotten weird stuff. They drew a picture of someone like sucking on a finger.
Yep. Passing that one.
Yep.
Passing that one.
Yep.
All right. And on that note,
you can find us you can follow us on our social network or socials at Twitter, UGP_cast. You can also check us out on our Twitch accounts. I'm at NinjaTrix, NinjaTrix. You can follow my co-host Alex at ROUTE24, the numerals, Route 24. And of course, follow us on the YouTube at Unknown Games Podcast, where you could probably have seen whatever we were talking about today. If you were curious, you can see it.
If you wanted to like actually see what we were looking at, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great experience. We have a great time here. Anyways, that's going to do it for us this week. We'll see you next week for episode number 146 of the Unknown Games Podcast, where we might just not be here. We'll be on Mildom. Look for us if you can get past the IP block.
I think you can actually view it in overseas, but probably all the servers are in Japan, so the quality of the stream might be pretty shitty. But yeah,
you'll still be able to make us out because we'll be in the Kaldashi section.
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
There we go. Anyways, we'll check you later, everyone. Stay safe.
All right, peace.
Peace.